Ladies and gentlemen, it's another beautiful day in paradise. Today is Thursday, May 28th. This morning, I had a couple calls, a couple things. I still got to keep my main income source going. So, still doing development, some marketing work for other businesses, which is great, and I love it. I sent Vince the marketing package, like 5 minutes ago. It's a Google Business Map Pack Domination Package with a $5.99 one-time setup fee and a $5.99 monthly retainer to basically optimize this Google My Business page and all these things, which is stuff that I've actually done before when I started a business similar to this a few years ago, but ended up stopping it because I just dove deeper into software development. So yeah, doing that, sent that. I'm gonna follow up with someone I talked to yesterday because their website is still broken. He said to reach out around 11 and it's 1:02. And then I still need to work on some other client projects for software. So I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to work on this stuff today, but we're moving and grooving. I think I do want to try one more or a few more cold calls today with a different approach and see how it goes. So gonna follow up with this guy now and we'll go from there. Okay, other thing that I'm doing today, I've done it in the past, is taking down what I'm doing and when I'm doing it so that I can at the end of the day evaluate what I worked on, where I got distracted, things of that nature. It's more so than a reflection thing for me, but as I'm actively working on stuff, I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta keep track of what I'm doing. And if I'm watching a YouTube video and I'm like, well, I don't want to track this, then it kind of helps me to get back on track, actually focus on what I'm working on, which is a little hack. You literally just write down the time and what you're working on, and that way you stay focused on that thing that you said you're working on during that time until you do the next thing. So far today I've done 5 different things, actually 6 different projects that I've worked on, and it's 1 o'clock. So you could say that I'm a little scatterbrained, not scatterbrained, but context. I have a lot of context switching. That's what it is. And so my brain has to be firing on all cylinders all the time to make sure I'm dialed in on what I'm doing, but it's all good. All right, following up with a company that I talked to yesterday about their website, which seems to be broken at the moment. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but we're making the call.
How can I help you?
Hello, my name's Christian. I spoke with Jason yesterday. I saw on your website that the chatbot is broken and there's no way for me to talk to it. I'm a website developer. I just offered to fix it, and he said that you guys had someone who was going to fix it, but if it wasn't fixed by today, for me to reach out again. And I just went on the website and it looks like it's still broken, so I wanted to see if there was anything that I could do to kind of help you guys get it fixed.
Okay, give me 1 second. You said your name was Chris?
Yeah, Christian.
Okay, Christian. Okay, hold on 1 second.
Alright, thank you for holding. Hey, I let them know and they're gonna work on it, but they just have other things to do. And one of my boss is not really worried about it at the moment when I brought it up, so
Okay.
I'm not sure. So they're taking care of it, I guess.
All right. No worries. Is this Jason?
Yes.
Cool.
Spoke to you yesterday.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
Not a problem. Have a good one, man.
Thanks, you too. Bye. Yeah, I don't, offer to help, but if they don't want it, then it's whatever. All right, here we are back again, building. I'm uncertain at the moment what this business is going to be, but it seems like right now we're diving back into being a marketing company for home service businesses, which at the end of the day is generating leads for home service businesses. So carpet cleaners, lawn care, pool services, etc., etc. And there's like so many things that could be done. That's, Google My Business rankings, websites, SEO, AEO, AI automations, reputation management, quote tools, analytics, like data analytics. How do they know their LTV to CAC? I bet most of them don't. AI receptionists, things of that nature. There's so many things that could be done. And, obviously I'd love to do all of them. I don't think that that's helpful for the business as a whole. And then, at the end of the day, you still need to cold call for a specific reason. However, what I am thinking about this business is like, I think that there's a huge opportunity, and this is something I talked about with a mentor of mine, is acquiring boomerang businesses, upfitting them with the proper technology tools, operations, lead gen, etc., and implementing like a great culture into them as well, and then selling them for a bigger multiple and growing the revenue, things like that. That is like I think that's what I want to do. I really want to lead people, have teams of people. I think marketing business can be that vessel, service-based. I also want to do something more tangible, like physical services. So that is appealing to me. And I think starting and really diving into a holistic marketing company for home service businesses will start to give me insights into how these businesses are ran, as well as like building connections with people who are in the industry already. So I think there's a lot of symmetry there that could be great. That's kind of the thought at the moment. And but at the moment, getting to 10K MRR is the goal, and we're going to do it with Rocket Fuel as the vessel. So Rocket Fuel Marketing LLC is a business I've had for like 4 years now, and it's really been on the back burner for the last 2, but we'll revamp it, get it going, and start doing more stuff. So probably back to cold calling and all those things. All right, watching YouTube, and I just stumbled across this guy, local SEO service business type beat. His video is cracked. Honestly, 30 minutes. I made a home service business, 1.2 million in 90 days. I'm like 10 minutes into it. Super good. This guy's doing exactly the type of business that I'm starting to dabble in and get into. And so I think it'd be really good for me to ask him about the work that he's doing, the business as a whole, and the offers that he's running and how that works, and see if he'd share it. Because as he mentioned in this video too, like the offer is the highest leverage thing before anything else. So that is I think it's a good place to go. I have some other software stuff to do today. Maybe I'll make a call or two, but that's what's up. All right, I'm second guessing a lot. Watching a couple videos, different people. There's this guy does a home service accelerator business, which I thought is pretty interesting. At the end of the day, do I want to cold call to then be doing local SEO for people at a small price point? And do I want to, being a man of my word, do I want to commit to helping someone with their SEO at $500 a month and like really dive into that and try to build up a client base before I really understand like the nuances of this business? and what it takes to succeed in it and things of that nature. And the answer is no. I don't want to commit to that before I have a better picture of what it's really going to take. And so I'm going to try to find someone who, which I found a YouTuber who runs this type of business at a really high level. So he only brings on home service businesses that are doing like $1.5 million per year, which is pretty interesting and makes a lot of sense. Like, sell to rich people is like one of Alex Hormozi's most common advice that I hear. And so I am, putting in work to develop an offer and think through things, and started making some cold calls. But I think it's wise for me to talk to and meet with people who are further ahead of me in the industry, so I can get a better picture of what it takes to get to where they're at before I commit to doing something that I'm super naive about. And the other thing too is that while the cold call stuff is really stretching for me, I'm 26 years old. I've been a software developer for a few years now. That's like my main expertise. And so it may make sense to keep pressing into that as a business, as opposed to diving into a field that is somewhat new to me and leveraging the expertise that I already have. Now, given AI is changing the software landscape a ton, and I don't really know what that looks like, and from a marketing standpoint, I can leverage those skills a lot, but is that the best industry to be leveraging skills in? I'm uncertain. So yeah, so I don't know. I'm not sure what I want to do moving forward right now, and making cold calls for an offer that I'm uncertain about wanting to fulfill at $500 a month, especially for like low tier home service businesses that are making, $300K or less a year. I don't know if that is the type of client that I want to build for and dive into. And so while it's fun to take a lot of action, that doesn't mean that it's in the right direction. And I'm going to keep focusing on some of the software projects that I have right now. I actually got paid 10K today for a software project that I'm working on. So ironically, challenge is complete, but it's not MRR. That's just for a project build. So yeah, so I don't know for sure what the next best step is from like my own business standpoint, but I think the next best step right now is to talk to people who are ahead of me and keep going that direction and do a good job stewarding the commitments that I already have, which are the software projects and another marketing project that I have. Okay, continue to watch this guy who does, home service accelerator. And kind of in the beginning, what he's talking about, he's doing, it's a complete marketing guide for home service businesses that I'm watching. And basically he says that agencies that are running from like $500 to $2,000 a month just aren't being paid enough to do the work that is required to give the results. So I think it's too low of a price point for carpet cleaning businesses or home service businesses to be paying for to really see a return on their investment. And it just doesn't make a lot of sense. Those people who are attracted to those sorts of offers, who would pay $500 to $2,000 a month for marketing because that's all that they can afford, their business fundamentals aren't good enough to scale or improve to the point where those economics make sense. So those agencies that do $500 to $2,000 a month for their marketing services are probably churning through their customers. The name of the game for them is bringing on new home service businesses that pay that amount and then churn out at like 20% a month or whatever it is. And so in 5 months, they'll have no customers if they're not getting new ones. So the name of the game is cold calling or cold outbound to home service businesses to get them on the X dollar amount per month that's super cheap, $2,000 or less. And that's not the type of agency that I want to run. And so services that I need to provide and do need to be at a higher echelon, a greater tier than what I can currently provide myself as someone without any experience in this space. And so I think that if I want to get to say 10K MRR, or if I want to become, make $1 million, let's say, to shrink that timeline, I need to learn more about the industry, about the work itself, rather than getting onto this hamster wheel of low ticket marketing services that aren't really providing a ton of value in the grand scheme of things. Because while maybe, like, if I spend a ton of time trying to provide value for a home service business at $500 to $2,000 a month, the impact of what they're paying me and what I'm providing for them is super low. It's like however many leads a month that they get from that. Whereas if I'm charging more by having a greater impact with higher leverage on a home service business that's making more money, that the math just makes more sense. So that's kind of the new perspective that I have right now. And so I think more conversations need to be had and exploring the industry some more, understanding it, and focusing more on what are the value levers that I can pull to really provide more value for people in the fields where I have more expertise, or which field do I want to dive into to gain expertise.